another little Scania video. We've seen the top line roof done. Obviously on the back we've got some stack exhausts. Now I'm just going to have to trial and error these until the cab is actually fully built up. Now my reason being is, you know, there's a block there which sits where you screw it to the chassis. Now that's a few mil. However, with not having a cab latch on this and using the stock cab latch, I've had to cut where the aerial goes off, so we can just sit that in there. So right that way. Now this is going to have to sit on top of these blocks, which means it's technically going to raise the cab up slightly at the back by a few mil. Now I don't know how this is going to affect it until I've actually built it. I can't trim the bottom of this off, or then it'll just be sat loose on the screws. Now I could make another little bracket, which won't be a problem, but I could really do with knowing once the cab's together whether that should stay there like that or make another bracket. So these are the stack exhausts. They're just sourced off eBay. They look alright. It should put a nice finish to the truck. So these are going to be sat right up the back of the cab. So using this, let's say I've just trimmed. Now normally you need 6mm screws, but I'm going to go with some 8mm screws on this, just to try and get this fitted onto the back here. Hopefully that'll give me enough length just to get in there. So I've just took that into there. Right, so I'm just going to sit this over where we would normally screw this. So I'll just drop those screws into that little hole there. Oops. Just have to give this a little bit of a wiggly waggle till it finds its way through. There we go. Same for this side. There's technically how they look like from the back. So the roof, which you just seen me do in a previous video, so when I attempt to put the cab on with it there like that, the cab won't shut. So I'm going to try it under the gearbox ones here, but then I get a feeling that it's going to be sat right out and it's going to start catching the trailer. So unless we've to drill some fresh holes into the chassis, which when we got it I presume they just went off the existing holes and just sat flush up the back of the cab. Without having to re-drill the chassis now, I've just bent these under. I suppose I could adjust these to however I want them to go along the chassis, so it's no big deal. But basically I've just flipped them brackets round. I'm going to sit that over the gearbox, bolt that on top of the gearbox bracket, and then that gets it a little bit more further up to the back of the cab. But if I go any much more up to the back of the cab, my cab's not going to tilt or anything, and that's where my battery's going. So I'm going to be a bit fiddly now to try and get these screws in there. Do it this way around. personally don't know if I like these, but they're what my dad wanted on it. Right, so let's try with the cab again. There's still quite a gap there, but even if we come any more closer, then the stacks are going to be catching the top of the roof there. So maybe that's how they're designed, and maybe these brackets were put on the wrong way around by whoever. Like I say, we sourced these off eBay, so they are just some handmade things. But they look alright. Like the little tank bit here. It's going to be one of them. I'm going to have to put it together and see. So I'll just remove that roof cab. Yeah, the only way we're going to know if this is right is when we start putting the truck together, and then I'm going to know if we're going to need to just maybe drill and tap a couple of holes just in between the chassis holes here where the cab mounts and the gearbox sits in. But at the minute it's sat alright on top of the gearbox, it's not going nowhere. I'm just a bit worried that, I don't know, there might not be enough room for the trailer to swing and stuff up the back of it. All we can do is see. But again, if you like the video and you want to see more on the trucks and builds and bits and bats in general, etc., then drop me a like, leave me a comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And you guys who've already subbed me and watched the channel, thanks to you guys, appreciate the support, and I'll catch you all in the next video.